Hello, how are you doing? Um, Welcome to my live. My name is LANRE. So I've got this challenge I'm giving myself. I want to read more because I've found that because I am habitually online and because I work from home and because also I hardly ever because I work from home, so I'm hardly ever on public transport, which is where I get to read. I used to get to read a lot from the past. So I found that my reading habits have gone down the drain. I've got loads of books to get to, like loads of books behind me. I've got loads of books in the other room. I've got books on the floor. I've got books behind this camera. I've got books everywhere. And I keep buying more books. And I keep telling myself, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. So I want to start this lunchtime literature with LANRE, which is where I would read excerpts from the book I'm currently reading and I'll share my thoughts with you. Hopefully, if people join me, they might enjoy it or that might encourage them to also pick up a book and read. So if you're joining me, tell me, what are you reading at the moment? No one is here yet. So these lives are a bit weird. It's like you never know when to start. No one is here. No one. But yeah, I'll just go ahead, and if anyone joins me, they can join me. The book I'm reading at the moment is called Necessary Fiction, and it's written by a Nigerian author. It's Elosa, because I think the GH is silent. Elosa Oshunde. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I think it's Elosa Oshunde. First of all, look at how colorful the cover is. You might think that's not important. I think that the cover of a book is very important. I love that it's yellow and the blue, the turquoise and yellow. And yeah, it's pretty. It's a pretty book. And it's a hardcover too. So I love a hardcover. And I've started reading it. I'm still very early on, few pages in. And this, thanks for joining. Hello there. My name is Landre. I am starting this live doing a lunchtime literature to try and encourage me to read more because my reading habits is gone down the drain. I've found I don't read as much as I should because I work from home now. I hardly ever read. I do read, but I don't read as much as I want to and I would like to. So I'm encouraging myself and challenging myself. And the book I'm currently reading is called Necessary Fiction by Elosa Oshunde, who is a Nigerian author. This, like I said, I've only just started, but it's set in Lagos. And I'm on this page, which is quite interesting, where friends are having a conversation. And this is May talking. And I'll read some of the things that she's saying. May. Anger is also one of the problems for me right now. I'm angry at the world, angry at how angry I am as a person, angry at what I can't unsee. I can't seem to control it. I've been burning things down lately. I end relationships disastrously because I am putting the rage of everything on my partners. The other day, I was yelling at one of my babes, and she shook her head and said, "Is this what you want for yourself?" I broke up with her the next day. The shame was too much. Last year, my ex looked at me in one of those moments when I was moving like a effing tornado and just laughed. How did I become this person? I actually don't know. I used to judge people like that. I did. There's so much pain in this world, and MFers just keep going and going and going and going. I am aching all over. Like, how does one make it stop? I'm just trying to make it stop. Like, bruh, I'm just losing myself. I keep slipping out daily from random pause. What to do with that? What is fair about that? Sometimes I need to go home because I need a parent. I am effing I can't effing go there. I can't because that has made me go mad before. One thing I have to say about this book is that I love the language. Hello, hi, thanks for joining me. Hey, I am starting this lunchtime literature with Lanre to try and encourage me to read more because my reading habits is down in the drain. And the book I'm currently reading the excerpts from is Necessary Fiction by Elosa Oshunde. Elosa, because I think the GH is silent. Um, the writer is Nigerian, and the characters are all set and based in Lagos. And share in the comments, how is your reading? Are you like a is your reading habit good or bad? Because I've found, because I work from home and I hardly ever travel on public transport as I used to, which is where I used to be able to read loads of books. And I love reading. I remember when I was young, my mom would buy me books, and you have to read 4 books per month. And then you come and tell her what your thoughts are about the book. So I've always loved reading, but my reading habit has been really, really bad because I'm perpetually online, I like scrolling on my phone. So I want to like get back into a good reading habit. Tell me, right, Richard? It's really bad, isn't it? And I've been talking to a lot of people, and they said that their reading habit is pretty bad. What, has it always been bad, or do you think, have you noticed that it's gone bad in the last few years? I would say for me, it used to be good, but now it's really like my attention span is ridiculous. The other day I was on the train and I'm like, don't bring out your phone, you're going to read this book, you're going to read a full chapter. And it was a struggle. I started reading and then I'm like, oh, let me check what's on my phone. Then I'm like, no, read. So I think maybe what I'll do is leave my phone at home, even that I'm like panicking, what if? And then maybe step out, go into the park and just read, or go into a cafe and read a few chapters. Otherwise, like I was saying, I've got books behind me, books around, there's books on the floor. I still keep buying books because I'm like, I have to read. I'm going to read that book. I'm going to get to it. Sometimes I start a book and then I start another one. I've got the habit of reading like 3 or 4 books at the same time, but never finishing anyone. It's so bad. It's really bad. But there's so many good books out there that I want to really read. So this is me challenging myself. And I thought, lunchtime literature, read a few excerpts from a book and talk about it. And yeah, this is what I'm doing. um so these are like 4 friends having a conversation, and the excerpt I just read was from May, who's talking about her anger issues. We can all identify with that because some of us are angry people because the world is mad. And yeah, I identify with that character, so I was just reading from that. Also, coming in terms with the fact that you can't F with your parents in real life. If you truly value your mental health, yeah, extreme effing spot. And I can't afford to risk me right now because my life is good. Finally, my life is actually good. Idris clears his throat. Idris clears his throat, shifts in his seat. Omo, I felt that in my effing chest. Yeah, man, I felt that. Life is actually good right now. Why can't that be all? You know, you can't make a life you genuinely love and all, yeah? But life outside the life you choose is still real as F. You still came from somewhere, and sometimes the people you love a lot are still themselves, which in itself is a wound. And sometimes they're still in the exact same place you left, which in itself is its own injury. And all of this is happening when you're happy. This is the happiest you've ever been, no? As far as you remember, it is, isn't it? Exactly. But on the days when you hit the ground in sheer effing exhaustion, it's hard not to get up and feel like asking yourself in the mirror, in the fiercest voice, come on, guy, are you saying you can't maintain joy? Are you saying you can't let yourself be happy, be a little selfish, even after all you've seen? You won't tell me, say you know, understand how to sustain peace even after all you've been through. Then you realize how complicated the honest answer is. It's crazy because hard guy from here till tomorrow, but things are just not simple at the end of the day, are they? They're really not. Like I was saying, I love the language of this book. The person moves from speaking in English and then speaking in Pidgin. I don't know if any of you know, one of the what do you call it, official languages in Nigeria is English, but also there's Pidgin English, which is English mixed in with the local language. So I love the way this author mixes all the dialects and the languages. It's like you're reading and reading, and then suddenly they shift into like, my guy, come on. Are you saying you can't maintain joy? Are you saying you can't let yourself be happy? Yeah. That's English. Yeah, because hard guy from here till tomorrow, but things are just not as simple as they are at the end of the day, are they? But yeah, there was somewhere I was reading where he just swapped from speaking English into pidgin. That is like how normal it is for regular people, at least my age and younger, even older. They speak and shift from speaking English into pidgin. So I love the way the language of the book is. Bye, Richard. Thank you for yeah, for passing through. So yes, if this is something that you love, I'm going to be doing this every lunchtime. I'll read a few excerpts from the book I'm reading. Please like, subscribe to my channel, love the live, share with me what books you're reading, share with me your challenges. If you're challenged, if you'd love to read more but you're finding it challenging, let me know. Yes, thanks for joining me. My name is LANRE. Welcome to Lunchtime Literature. I'm trying to encourage myself to read more. I don't know if that's a challenge for you. If it is, please subscribe to my channel. I will be doing this every lunchtime, even if it's for an hour, to just read a book, an excerpt from a book, share what my thoughts are. I'm currently reading Necessary Fiction by Elosa Oshunde. It's set in Nigeria, and there are conversations amongst friends who live in the city of Lagos and their challenges as young people. It also touches on the protest that the young people did in Nigeria in 2020, October 2020, when I started reading it. So this, I would imagine, are young people who are maybe age of 35 and under. So I'd recommend it if you're looking for something to read, something interesting. It's fast paced. There's so many quotables in this book. There's so many of them. But I'll read another excerpt from it. Welcome to Lunchtime Literature with LANRE, where I encourage myself to read more because I'm not reading enough. If you've got the same challenge, subscribe to my channel. You might find it interesting. This is a conversation amongst friends, and this is Leke. I've been thinking seriously about the pros and cons of Japa. Japa, for if you don't know, are people who migrate from Nigeria to maybe London, America, Canada. So there's a colloquial language that they call that. It's called Japa. I've been thinking seriously about the pros and cons of Japa for personal reasons. We go yarn that one in full after the circle, but I don't want just a talk like saying a casual P. And I also want to hear you guys. But the answer to the question I know some of you will ask later is the whole country. The whole country is my problem. The whole thing. I look like I'm fine, but I haven't recovered from what the soldiers did at the toll gate on October 2020. See, that's the October 2020. So what happened, if you don't know, October 2020, young people were protesting in Nigeria, and they got, the soldiers went out there and they just destroyed them, basically. There's still a number of people that still haven't been found. There's still a number of people that their families don't know where they are, whether they're alive or dead. And so this character is talking about his experience. I still haven't recovered from what the soldiers did at Tollgate that October 2020. I know that many other things have happened since then, but the whole time effed me up in a way I can't reverse. Sometimes that makes me feel weak, but like I need to live a different life. I've felt that it's possible before. I've done it before when I chilled in Accra post Legon and stopped drowning for like a year straight. I want that again. I want to be able to sleep at night without fear or flashbacks. And yes, I know every city has its own problem, but I know you know what I'm getting at. Maybe I'm weak, but Lagos might be getting a bit too brutal for me. Anyhow, like I said, I want to tell you guys that part properly after the circle so that I can also hear you. Then there's silence. Hi. Hey, Mini Lucio 9. Hi. I'm reading an excerpt from a book called Necessary Fiction. And this is Lunchtime Literature with LANRE, just to encourage me to read more, because I found that my reading habits have gone down the drain, for those who don't who don't know what that is. But yeah, if this sounds interesting to you, please subscribe to my channel, like, and then I'll share with you what book I'm reading. You can share with me what book you're reading. And then we can, from there encourage each other, one another to read more. Justina, this is Justina speaking. I miss knowing that I miss knowing what I believed about life and God. I've met so many free people and thinkers, people who wanted to defeat shame and make a life for themselves. People who left church or Islam and went and were still fine. So for some time, I gave myself fully to that freedom because I already knew how to commit to a belief. I've met people with alternate spiritual paths and practices: Ifa, Allah worshippers, Oshun children, people who combine church and shrine, atheists. In uni, the friends I held onto were geniuses who made it out of all kinds of places, even though the odds were slim. They had bold questions that they weren't afraid to ask in front of the world, and I had them too. And so for years, we sharpened each other. For years, we showed up for each other. We showed each other who to be furious at: culture, government, authority, where the threat stood and where we were in relation to them, who we've loved, who we'd love and fight for, who we would start allowing to fight for themselves. It was freedom because it did not make me feel restricted at all. I did whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, but it still had a script to it. It still had order. It was how to be a good and radical person, advocate for people, speak up, do the thing that makes you feel uncomfortable, question your limits. Why they're there. I became good at channeling my righteous rage, at being the opposite of what society expects, at condescending to those outside my politics. So good that sometimes I would forget why I am angry at a certain thing or pour the anger I had cooked for something on something else. Living like that almost killed me. You guys are treating me how to just be in life. Instead of intellectualizing everything generally, I think I'd like to figure out a way to keep resting more and more. I'm glad that the family we're making doesn't use certain metrics. In the past, I felt ungovernable, and it was sweet, let me tell you, but I feel like I forgot how to just be soft and be how to just be soft and me and like imperfect and full. I forgot how to not over calculate everything every single time, and peace depends on that. In the last few years of knowing you guys, I've done so many things that younger me would be amazed by. But sometimes I get worried that I've in many ways already cost myself some of myself. Parts I can't get back. I am tired of having to move because a place or a person or group is killing me. I want to get to finally. I need to get somewhere that feels sustainable and then just begin to live. This is an excerpt from a book called Necessary Fiction. No, it's not a reading Bible. I'm reading from a book called Necessary Fiction. This is called Lunchtime Literature with LANRE. I'm encouraging myself to read more because my reading habits has gone down the drain. So I decided to pick up a book that I'm reading, read an excerpt from it, and then what is your reading habits like? Are you really good at reading? Is it been really good? Tell me what the secret to doing that is, because I work from home and I hardly ever go on public transport anymore, which is where I used to be able to read properly. So my reading habits have been really bad. If that sounds like something you'd like, subscribe to my channel, like it, come back again. I also do videos and share my travels with people. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please come back. But I was just reading from Necessary Fiction by Elosa Osunde. Yeah, and reading the thoughts of the characters. Maybe there's a better way of doing this, but this is how I am feeling at the moment. Share with me what your thoughts are. Okay, I've been doing this for almost 20 minutes. That's good. I hope you guys are well. So I'm going to get back to my life as you get back to yours. And thank you for joining me. on this live. If you're just joining, my name is LANRE. Welcome to Lunchtime Literature with LANRE. I'm trying to encourage myself to read more, to get more into book reading and novel. I love reading a novel. I love a good novel to just get lost in the characters. And I haven't been good at it because I've just been perpetually online, chronically online, doom scrolling all the time. So I'd like to get back to reading, and that's what I'm doing. Lunchtime Literature with LANRE, and this is the book I'm reading at the moment called Necessary Fiction by Elosa Oshunde. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe I'll do this for like 20 minutes every lunchtime and then see how that goes. All right. See you later. Thanks for joining. Bye.